Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's the Mission Critical Podcast sponsored by EFTG, and we are at the CU 2.0 events, GAC 2026 at the Museum of Illusions. I am Jonathan Taylor, JT, with Bank Social QSO and CU Spotlight.
And I'm David Dean with EFTG.
David, thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me, bud.
Oh, this thing is wild. We got illusions all over the place. We got some very cool rooms. This place is packed. It is a incredible room of talent here. Seeing a lot of old friends, new friends. It's been really, really fun to hear from so many different founders. And with us is one of my favorites in this space, PJ, who came on the scene just a few years ago, but has an incredible board, an incredible team, and is really just taking the world by storm. PJ with Algebric AI. PJ, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you, JT.
It's so good. And amazing merch, by the way. He's got some of the best merch out there. He had, what was it, the coffee mug thermos with the speaker? Or was it?
It's a hot and cold water bottle with wireless speaker.
With a wireless speaker on the bottom.
Man, I need some swag.
Amazing. It's amazing.
Like I said, you are one of my favorite entrepreneurs. Did I mention that? Yeah. We do have favorites.
Thank you. I think it's mutual.
Yeah.
So listen, PJ, thank you for joining us. It's a real privilege to have you. You and I go way back. I've known you through multiple businesses. You have a fantastic reputation in our industry, and I know you're working on something really, really important right now. As I mentioned, Mission Critical is really an opportunity for us to give a platform to founders where they can share their stories with other founders and entrepreneurs. Maybe there's a few things they can pick up. One of the things that is unique, there's many unique things about the credit union industry, but trying to build a business that serves credit unions as well as their members is no easy feat.
Yep.
I know that you have some thoughts on things you've seen out there, maybe you've done yourself, that might be misdirects. They might not be the best and most efficient way to serve credit unions. Share with us your thoughts on what other entrepreneurs maybe should know if they want to try and get into this industry.
Yeah, thanks, David. So when I pivoted on credit unions about 7 years back, I was through and through banking guy, right? I didn't know credit union, not a single credit union executive I knew. So when I decided to pivot on that, I started building it ground up. And one of the things which I realized that unlike banks, where you can behave for a sales situation or even relationship situation that as if it is a Navy SEAL type of deal where you can just take a parachute, jump in, do a couple of meetings and probably follow up and maybe a deal can get done even though it might take a long time. But credit union world is completely different. It's relationship, people-based. It's trust-based. So you need to build trust, and that's when I coined a word called marinated chicken. So you need to become one of them to be seen as a trusted partner in the ecosystem, no matter how cool your technology is, how out of the world your technology is. So unless you build that trust and people know you by face and they know that you're not fly-by-night operator, they're not going to trust you. So that requires you to be present in every conference, every thought leadership session, and build the relationship on the basis of your knowledge and how you're giving back to the community versus trying to sell.
And I love that you said you got to be present.
Because
they can see right through the you-know-what. I mean, we have a lot of friends in this room. We probably have thousands and thousands of friends that work at credit unions. Yeah. They're real good at seeing right through it if you're not authentic, right?
Yeah.
Well, 100%. And I've said that for years with fintechs that are trying to break into the credit union space. They say, first off, you can't go to everything, okay? But the things you go to, you have to consistently go to. First year might just be about awareness and meeting some folks. Second year is about affirmation, right? That you're here. Third year is when you start really getting a lot of those clients.
And
that first year,
that first year is almost like a test.
Yeah.
Yes. You got to get, because it's uncomfortable. You're outside looking in.
It's the pledge program of the fintech world.
So how did you cut through it?
So I think that because we were startup in my previous journey as well as this journey, we didn't have a lot of money. So I had no choice to put myself out there in an authentic way on a daily basis. So other than that, there is consistency and a regime and a discipline which is involved in this. So most entrepreneurs don't do that, and I have a strong advice for them that if they want to do it, they must follow the formula of consistency and predictability. So that people should expect that every morning 8 o'clock there is going to be a thought leadership post, or there's some information which is going to help their life easier and how it's going to help their members. So it has to be authentic, trustworthy, and original. It can't be like, you can't rehash other people's ideas and other people's things and just keep putting like old wine in a new bottle.
I'm sorry to cut you off. There's another thing that you personally, this is a little inside baseball, because I know more about you because of one of your advisory board members who has been singing your praises. That, I think, is another unique thing that you did that I really respected, is that very early, or seemingly earlier in your process, you created an advisory board. Talk about that a little bit, and how has that helped you build the trust that you're telling everybody they need to build?
Yeah, so I did create the 9 C-suite advisory board. And the reason why I did it, that these are the people who know me from the industry and they trust me and they know that PJ always delivers. So I said that if we are going to bring that, we should not be drinking our own Kool-Aid. So we should show them our platform on a monthly basis, either in person or on remote calls, so that we know exactly what credit unions need. So when we are building a platform which is going to solve the current issues, we are not drinking our own Kool-Aid, but actually building it on the basis of the practitioners who are seeing this day in, day out. So, and then it brings the trust to the people who are currently signing up. So a lot of our advisory board members are taking reference calls and talking about us because they have seen the platform, how it is being built.
Yeah, you're touching on something that I think is really, really important for entrepreneurs to balance, right? Because as an entrepreneur, you've got this idea, you've got to go out into the world where everybody's going to tell you it's not going to work. You got to wake up every morning and you got to commit yourself to it 1,000%, or you're never going to get there. Yeah. But at the same time, you have to recognize that you're not making the product for you. This is not a solution to your problem. This is a solution to a credit union problem. And so if you don't bring them in early and trust the guidance and the feedback that they give you, you're solving a problem that may or may not even exist.
So one of the things which I've noticed that a lot of entrepreneurs get into the trap of building a product which essentially is the idea of their own.
Yes.
Right? There may not be a product market fit. There not be a TAM, and there not be a problem which is acute enough to be solved. So I think one of the things which I wanted to make sure that by this advisory board, not only for one time, but on a constant basis, we are continuously refining our product to the platform which actually solves the problem which credit unions face, rather than just, as I said, that thinking in our own head, which may not have a product market fit.
Well, in PJ, just to be clear for everybody, you didn't wait for all of these people to become client users of your product before you invited them on the advisory board, correct?
Correct.
Right. Now, let me ask you something. Have some of these advisors now become clients?
Yeah. They actually, to be honest, almost all of them have decided to be client because they are currently in their existing contracts. So they cannot get out of those contracts. They are 5 years, 7 years, whatever time frame contract. But the point is that they now know that they're building a technology piece which is actually customized for their needs, because they are able to provide those inputs every day, every month. They are going to be the client by the time they are ready to take on that contract. So I think it is not just about getting the inputs, but also building something to the requirement, even if it is 2 years out, right? So that was a strategy which we deployed, and it is helping both the credit unions as well as Algebric to fine-tune our thinking and the product roadmap.
Wow. Well, thank you.
That's a massive insight, folks, for everybody listening at home wondering, how do I move faster and make a larger impact quicker? You get an advisory board of people who really dive in and understand, who have a voice, who get that mental ownership, who provide you more authentic, juge, if you will, in the space. And, oh, by the way, they'll probably become clients down the road once they can finally become clients. I mean, that's a 4X move right there. It's a 4X move.
But it all starts with the trust.
Correct. You got to
they're
build trust
running
with
their
them.
own shops, and
Right.
being on your advisory board is not the thing they wake up every Wednesday saying, "I hope I get the opportunity."
100%. PJ, if folks were interested, or if there's a founder who's listening right now who maybe just needs some advice, and I know you're great at that. I know you love doing those New York City lunches. I see your posts. Where do they go? How do they reach out?
So they can reach me at pankaj.jain@algebric.com or my cell phone number 917-974-8905.
Well,
right,
just
we'll put it in the
throwing the
notes.
cell phone right out there. There we go. Somebody's going to be texting you late night. PJ, thank you so much. Algebric AI is the fintech. It's so good to see you again. Congrats on the incredible momentum and progress. And hopefully we'll see you next year on another one, and you can talk about how much more progress you've made.
Thank you,
Thank
PJ.
you, JT
All right.
and David. Thank you very much.
And
Bye-bye.
thank you, listeners, for coming on and sticking with us. Share this out with somebody who needs to hear it. Until next time, keep it mission critical, people.